And gentlemen, hello and welcome back again to the Loot.bet Invitational Grand Finals. Winner of this best of five is going to be going to the Summit 7. It's Team Empire facing off against Vega Squadron. I'm Lyrical, joined as well by Steven Aosin Dota. My man, how you doing?
I'm doing great.
Woo.
Excited to see more Team Empire versus Vega Squadron.
Yeah.
At this point, it feels like a classic matchup.
It really does. It's a matchup that we've seen now 2 times in the past 3 days, or past 2 days. It's been 4 separate games, and every time it feels like it's the same storyline. Would you care to enlighten all the viewers that are just tuning in what that storyline is that tends to happen in these games?
Well, Vega pretty much dominate the first 20 minutes, and then Empire strike back and win the game.
You did it. You did the thing.
I did it. Yeah.
That's great. I love that. Yeah, and it's off the back of like Enigma Black Holes and Good Vision Night Stalker is felt to be a pretty important hero in this tournament as well, or in this matchup.
Yeah, I think both teams have run it. Unfortunately for Vega, you know, last game they ran it, but not to the greatest of effect. And oh, there we go. They're tired of it.
Yeah.
We'll deal with it later. We're going to get rid of it for now.
It's going to be axed. I think that's the good decision. Like, in some ways, you just want to try and go for something where you play your best and try and come up with a counter strat, but at a certain point, just make them beat you with something else. It's a best of 5.
Yeah, definitely. You gave it a shot, you know, the first game. Now, you know, no more experimentation. Just stick to what you're good at. Don't risk it, you know, don't fight the Enigma. Just make sure, and then they just need to make sure that they have an answer for Broodmother. I think those 2 picks are like the 2 very, very surprising picks that have beaten them, like, both times. So, and we'll see.
And I think that, like, if you're going to do all right, let's try playing against one of these heroes and not plan for it that well and just see if we can beat it beating our own style of Dota, which I think is a good decision in a best of 5. You shouldn't try and do it twice and with 2 separate heroes, you know? It's worth it to even think about 5th phase banning the Broodmother, since Empire do have that last pick. And so far, they have a Clockwork which could deal with the Brood if they wanted to do it, but we saw that even that didn't really shut it down completely when they ended up going against each other.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, definitely. I think if you want to deal with the Broodmother, you know, you gotta preemptively prepare for it. Maybe a Spirit Breaker, for example. If you have that, then it might be okay to leave it in the pool, but until then, constantly keep it on your mind.
Well, Bane, Troll Warlord for Empire, as well as the Clockwork and the Disruptor. Maposhka's also just made play after play on this Bane. You know, he made a name for himself playing Monkey King and playing some Earth Spirit, but shown that he can even do stuff on these less mobile heroes. Is Sand King, another one of those classics. I'm assuming that this is going to be position 4, although it can still be run in the 3. This is one of those heroes that has been one of the most predominant and in game impacting heroes of the patch.
Yeah, definitely. I'm gonna have to assume that it's gonna be a 4. I don't remember seeing Ghostic playing this hero.
Yeah.
Reserve time.
Really doesn't feel like a hero suited for him as well. He just seems to be a very farm heavy type of offline player, so gonna have to wait and see what they end up giving him instead.
Yeah, I mean, like,
if that is the case,
Sand King can get a lot of farm, but it's like the other type of farm, like the what's the word for it, like utility type of farm, and making the same thing that he does, which is Burrow Strike Epicenter, really good, but it doesn't like change him in the way that a BKB Refresher Enigma does.
Yep, that's definitely true. It's just, I think it's just farm in general. Like, Sand King definitely can farm very quickly, but that's only assuming he's, you know, having a really good start. And Sand King also is the kind of hero that you don't really want him to just constantly AFK farm with, right? Whereas, you know, it's a different story with Enigma, same with Broodmother. It's just constantly farming, not really looking to do much else. You leave that for the rest of your team. So, different type of farming.
Well, and Razor now going to be taken. Another hero that was pretty consistently seen in the series that we saw the other day.
Enchantress.
Ooh, but Empire going to go back for the Enchantress now, so it is going to be a... Is there any chance it's a Ghost Stick Enchantress? Is Offlane Enchantress well and truly dead?
Definitely not going to be a Ghost Stick Enchantress. He's going to be playing the Sand King here. This is definitely a Roger Enchantress. There's a reason why Vega banned out Chen first phase every single game against Team Empire. They were just very scared of Roger's Chen.
Remaining.
So if you can't get your hands on the Chen, Enchantress is the next best thing.
All right. And
Reserve time.
Yeah, that was one of the reasons that I think people were talking about King R ended up getting released from Empire. I really love that guy. I feel like he's such a good player. I say that every time we cast Empire games. But Roger does offer that other fit, which is ability to play these more jungling-oriented heroes as opposed to like the lane support. And that puts Bane more on that type of role than Miposhka playing in the lane and helping out in that fashion, while it's going to be Chappie, maybe a little bit more self-sufficient as a Troll Warlord here. Do you think that they're going to try and match the Razor up against him in lane? Are we going to see more lane switching?
I don't think so. I think Troll Warlord should be fine. I think Razor is the kind of hero where you just, unless it's like a really, really one-sided matchup, you just want to make sure that he's able to farm. Because Razor does not do well in coming back. So probably just going to stay in the safe lane.
I was also wondering if we're going to see this guy. This is the G Classic.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, definitely a great pickup here. Definitely because you need a way to deal with the Enchantress. You need that, heavy magic burst damage, and who better than Queen of Pain?
One of the classic answers was OD that they were running against the Queen of Pain. It didn't go so well for them in the series yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. I'll have to double check on it, but I'm pretty sure that they ran into a lot of issues where OD ended up falling a little bit behind. I think they actually ended up winning that game, though. Let me double check through it. Yeah, it was
5 seconds remaining.
Oh, no, that was the later series. It was the very first game where Empire just got rolled by Vega, and it was because Queen of Pain ended up doing whatever the hell she wanted. It actually was almost exactly the same draft. Just switch out a Rubik for the Sand King instead.
Yeah. Wait, Rubik instead of Sand King. What was the offlane then?
Legion Commander is the last one.
Radiant team pick.
Yeah.
And instead of Bane, it was Rubik?
Yeah, that's what I meant. Switch it up.
Okay. I see.
But likewise, that was with Bristleback Coddle.
10 seconds
cheapo.
Remaining.
It's not going to be there this time around. Chappie loves that hero.
5
It would have been
seconds
great this game. They have like no answer for it, really. It's just like a Queen of Pain. It doesn't do that well against it. Queen of Pain just actually gets demolished by Meepo.
Well, we'll see if they where they want to go with this next.
Tide Hunter.
That was actually the thing that they ended up picking with all this
Team
before.
pick.
They had a Bristleback instead of a Razor in the game that Vega Squadron won in this fashion. And Empire, their decision was to go for a, like I said, the Rubik, and they could go back for that again. That wouldn't be terrible this game. Pretty good.
10 seconds remaining.
For what?
What are we
Rubik?
talking about? I'm
No,
losing
there's
my
no
mind.
carry.
5 seconds
Oh, sorry, there's no
remaining.
mid. They need a mid hero. So.
I'm sorry,
I
Aos,
mean,
I'm losing
technically, you could mid Rubik.
Reserve time.
It's been done before.
That's what I'm saying. That's what they should be doing.
I feel like they're probably gonna go for something like OD here.
Yeah.
Decent against Queen of Pain. Queen of Pain I think Queen of Pain definitely beats OD in lane, at least from what I've seen from G. But I mean, OD does well against everyone else, Razor and Tidehunter. Not to mention you have the Enchantress there to help you.
Yeah. It might be pretty good. Other heroes that are really meta at the moment. The Razor's already been taking a puck. It's a possibility. It's one of the classic matchups.
I think you just want something else that can buy BKB and fight with the Troll Warlord. So OD is definitely up there. So is, I think DK is also a possibility. Maybe you just go for something really weird, but I'm definitely going to put DK, SF, and
SF got banned. Yeah.
OD.
That style of hero.
SF's banned. Yeah.
I like the idea of the OD. It gives you two different things, two different other heroes
10
besides Troll
seconds
Warlord that
remaining.
benefit from the.
Templar Assassin.
But that's actually going to be the TA.
Okay. TA is fine too. TA is fine too. You just need something that can end up buying a BKB at some point and then fight into the Ravage.
All right, well, game number 2. It's going to be Empire versus Vega Squadron. We'll not be seeing any enigmas this time around, but it does still feel like you can have a lot of impact on a Sand King for Ghost Stick, who's taking it this time around. Who are you feeling like you like the draft of more?
I feel like it's pretty even. It just really comes down to how well Vega can deal with the Roger Enchantress in the laning phase. I think that's really what it comes down to. If they can deal with the Roger Enchantress and not give up kills, then I think this game is pretty even.
Remaining.
So we'll have to see. All eyes on Roger for the early game.
All right. Interesting. They're actually not going to be putting Sioma on the Disruptor. That's like his hero. They're giving it to Silent instead, and it's going to be Sioma playing the Clockwork.
Yeah, I mean, Sioma, he always plays these. He's been playing these heroes for Vega. Silent always plays the more passive 5 heroes. Sioma is always playing the run around, buy boots first kind of heroes.
It's just interesting because, like, for the longest time, that was like the hero that he was known for. It was like the only hero that he basically played for them. But let me look through and see if they've been completely switching up or if they've even been picking Disruptor all that often. But anyways, it doesn't matter. We'll go back and check that stuff out later. Game number 2 underway now. Early movements out is going to be Enchantress going out with some wards, and already the Clockwork there to cock block him. Clockbox, sorry. I don't know what I'm saying.
No, you got it right the second time.
Yeah.
Block him.
Yeah. Pass
Put him out
the word to go. Jesus. Yeah. Did Oh, Steven. Oh no.
Hey, it's early in the morning, okay?
Yeah, no, I'm with you. Yeah, completely. So Aloha, he's going to be heading down here towards the bottom side. It looks like G, and again, if anybody hasn't been able to watch a lot of these qualifiers leading up to it, G probably has, I would say, maybe like the 3rd best Queen of Pain in the world, if not tied, like contending for the top spot. Do you agree with that one?
I would say it's so hard. It's so hard to like gauge these kind of things, right? Like, who else would you put up there? I'd probably put Sumail up there.
Yeah,
sure.
Sumail is definitely up there, and then I would say maybe SC is another one.
STC, yeah. Okay. I mean, yeah. I can agree with that. I'd say like top 3.
Yeah.
The battle begins.
Like, because he's been playing forever, and like he has been playing this hero forever in particular, and I don't know. Maybe I'm fanboying or something, but he seems very, very competent on it whenever they put him on it. How's that matchup against FN, the TA?
I think it kind of goes both ways. I think G has probably played this matchup a million times. As long if you can shadow strike him, like, you should be fine in the lane. But look at FN; he already has that sentry. He might take Meld and just dodge the shadow strike, fully expecting it.
The only problem is you do have these heroes rotate in, and Meld has already been used, so FN nowhere to go. Although we do have another one.
Sentry, though.
Dropping it down, going to be able to find the kill. Yes, it is going to actually go over to FN. Finds the kill, so Empire making it work for themselves.
Oh, that was such a great play from FN. Great play from FN. Small or slight misplay from Vega's side. Just not dropping the sentry, not expecting him to meld at that location.
And Afterlife going to be pushed out of lane as well. Poshka, just the big bad Bane, always causing trouble. They will have a pretty big creep wave coming through, so at least one of the range creeps into lane for Afterlife to get towards his first couple of levels.
It's just so funny to watch G just standing in that Cyclone. The Wild Kid Cyclone actually does so much damage.
G is taking a beating for sure. And FN getting aggressive under tower. They're going to constantly keep this pressure on. Roger moving in with a full assortment of creeps. And it looks like that should be the Wildkin dying right about now. G pops the salve, but they come back in again with the creeps. They'll have the lockdown for him, so he won't be able to blink away. But if Silent comes over and spots this out in time, it will all be for naught. Looks like he's going to be in the area. Clockwork's coming in as well. Do they know that Roger is here? I think that they do, and just going to run right at him, getting the stun, getting the catch. Well, actually able to walk away from that one. Nicely done. But the block, they're there, and now he's in trouble. Going to be killed off, I do believe. But might be able to get away with this creeps nonetheless. And these are some good ones to take, but you might end up actually losing the Centaur by the time the Enchantress gets back out here. Nice TP, he'll be in time.
Totally fine with it. It's always interesting to see how people play these heroes differently. This is probably one of the most aggressive Enchantress players I've seen in a long time. He does not even try to farm. He tries to maximize his creep count, and then just runs everywhere with them, trying to set up kills, bother lanes, win lanes.
In the meantime, it's going to be still trying to zone out Afterlife in this top lane. He does have the point in Anchor Smash, but also 2 in Kraken Shell, so realizing that it might be difficult to stay on top of these heroes and actually get the Anchor Smash off. Needs to stay survivable, and oh, looks like he might be in a little bit of trouble. Getting ran down, body blocked as well. Afterlife, he's getting fully stickered in right now, and Pushka won't be able to find the kill. Value 2 points in Kraken Shell, and now the taunt as well.
My favorite taunt. Yeah, it's so difficult to kill Tidehunter. If you're Anchor Smash, you just don't do any damage. Look at that.
He's just staying strong. I mean, Bane can do this better than most other heroes, though. With the Null Tally and having Brain Sap level 2 at this point, it's, what, 160 damage and 160 heal, so Afterlife needs to be a little bit careful. He gets those fervor stacks up and everything else.
Very, very true. Oh, Clockwork is here, though. Did they see him? Pretty sure they did.
Yeah, I think that they did. Well, it was looking like that's not going to be a very successful rotation, so more trades off in the mid. FN able to pick up an illusion rune that's going to allow the last lane to be a little bit more effective. Maybe with Roger coming in now, they can find a kill onto the Tidehunter.
He's going to set up with sleep, maybe? No,
they don't even need to. Yeah,
they got the debt. Yeah.
That's going to be an easy kill. So Afterlife finally going to pay. Maposhka takes his tax to that kill, and now we'll have Boots as well. Meanwhile, in this bottom lane, possibly going a little bit better for Ghostic, who's, well, actually only 8-0 compared to the 9-0 of the Tidehunter. How is he having a worse lane than the Tidehunter? I guess just Razor?
A couple of CS. I don't think it's that significant of a lead in terms of just overall laning. This Sand King is definitely getting a lot more than the Tidehunter. I mean, just look at the net worth. Tidehunter is just not able to get anything, really.
That's fair enough, then. And also having a little bit of an advantage in levels.
Mid lane.
They're going to go on him. They find the catch, and FN wanted to turn this, but Sonic Wave comes out as well. They do have, again, a Scream of Pain if they wanted to blink forward for this, but don't even need to. They find the kill and able to keep away everybody else. Looks like Siomo will also live.
And it's time to go Shrine.
Alright, so very slow start to the laning phase compared to the last game. Only 5 kills so far at the 6-minute mark. They're also going to block off this camp. Nicely done by Afterlife. How do you see the next couple minutes working out here? Like, you don't really have a ton of... Well, you have a huge stack right here of the Ancients for the TA. Do you start thinking about getting towards that for FN, or do you need to maybe wait on that and instead just keep trying to find kills with the Enchantress?
Dire's bottom tower.
You should definitely wait on that. FN isn't high enough level to take that stack yet. This Ancient stack is probably something that you end up dealing with probably by the 10-minute mark. You need at least, I'd say, level 8 before you actually attempt something like that. I think there might be enough stacks that he might even need, level 9 or 10 before he decides to tackle that.
Okay.
You might need the help of Troll as well.
Gotcha.
At the very least, the Troll ulti from the other side of the map or whatever else.
See if Mahosha can stack this again. Can you really stack this again? This much?
Oh no, not quite. That little ancient rock golem is a little bit too big at this point. They aren't able to get him.
Oh, they're gonna go on FN again.
In some trouble. They end up going for the counter kill though as they pop the epicenter. Silent gonna be able to walk away for the moment, but and Earthquake will chase him down, and they manage to find that kill.
Yep. Probably not going to see too much use out of the epicenter, so you might as well use it at this point. Secure yourself a quick kill.
The value shrine.
Smoke up.
They want to try and take down this Razor. The real you, he has phase boots as well as a Bassi, so a lot of lane sustain and lane dominance, but it's not going to be the easiest thing in the world to kill him. And actually, they're going to TP away, so this gank is not going to work towards the bottom lane. Instead, their sights are set towards mid. They do have a stun available as well as the sleep from Aposhka. Can they get in range? They end up revealing themselves, and now G is just going to be able to walk the hell away. 340 movement speed?
He was just going for the rune. That was it. He didn't know.
Oh, no. All right, they're going to break the sleep here for a second. The real you shows up. They want to try and turn this. Clock push back onto 2. Does G get up? Barely. He's barely able to walk away. The Ravage comes, and it will kill off the TA as well. Empire. Oh, they set up for so long on that. G comes in for the Sonic Wave finish. Killing spree for him. Oh, it's painful.
Oh my goodness. G survived with like 15 life, I think. That was so unfortunate for Team Empire.
Well, that one hurts. That one hurts.
Well, it's I'd say that's a pretty big win for Vega. I mean, that was a smoke. A lot of time wasted for Empire, and they're even gonna be able to build a small lead for themselves after that.
It is sort of the story again of this series, which you talked about over and over again, and we'll see if they can transition that into something else. Ghost Stick still very far away from his Blink Dagger. You talked about having a good time earlier, but that Ravage and rotation from Afterlife ends up turning it heavily more into his favor as far as off lanes are considered. Like, is this going to be a continuing problem, though, trying to find ways to catch and shut down G?
I'm going to assume that if G continues at this rate, it's just going to be a repeat of what we saw yesterday. I mean, this guy is just a monster on this hero. And Ghost Stick is probably one of the only people who can really catch him out. You know, they need that blink stun in order to be able to, you know, follow up with a grip, for example, in order to kill off this Queen of Pain.
They pop the troll ulti, FN rooted, and is going to have to pop the shrine, but you have a lot of heroes that are heading over on to the ancient stack. They flare, they spot it. It's halfway done. Oh, Vega, can they steal this?
Can they take this? This is so difficult.
Yeah, he actually is in trouble. Tidehunter's heading over. They actually have Ravage again in 20 seconds, so
they need the anchor smash. That's what they need if they want to take this.
Even then, it's not easy. Like, all of the regen and everything else, it's not easy for Afterlife to take this guy.
Oh, Roger. Almost goes down to the Queen of Pain. This is a big steal, though.
Yeah.
Defense is going to go to the other side and work with the other ancient stack they've been working on.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. It's a hell of a lot easier if you bring in the rest of the heroes, but Afterlife alone here wouldn't have been able to take this solo. But now Stick Charge is there. They can't come and contest. Instead, Empire make their decision. We're going to head down south, secure themselves a tower, and you know, even the Catapult's getting a little bit of extra value here. But rotation's coming in.
They don't want to give this up, though. Everyone's here.
G, they are going to kill off that tower. Nicely done by Roger with the Catapult damage, and well,
God, the catapults are so strong this patch.
So, 11 minutes in, the net worth about back down to even. We haven't seen either team really pull ahead as of yet. But that net worth is, you know, maybe buoyed up a little bit by Vega Squadron again, taking down those stacks and finding the extra kills. We have the Desolator, 1,600 gold away from being completed for FN.
Well, the next few minutes will determine a lot, as the supports are now all hitting 6. Gonna have to keep our eyes out on the Disruptor, where he goes, as well as Clockwork also being 6 now.
About vision, let's take a look at how that's looking. Radiant spot out this area over here by the TA Ancients and behind the tier 1 tower. The vision of Empire is pretty limited to just their side of the map, so they're definitely playing much more defensive with their wards, whereas Vega trying to find these pickoffs and kills, it's going to be difficult to actually make happen.
They wanted to kill off the TA, but this observer ward,
and the TA trap
unfortunately
too.
for Radiant, they block out this camp.
And they do end up revealing that it's in the area, and so that does mean that they're going to play it more safe, knowing that the Clockwork could jump in at any point.
Wow, this Bane is so far up. Just not afraid. I think Empire definitely know exactly what's happening. Poshka is not caring.
I mean, Silent is right here. They're going to miss the hook in, and probably for the best that they did, considering the Sand King was right behind him. Empire just doing a great job of baiting things out and making sure that they're always in a good position to dodge away from the ganks that end up looking bad.
Vega do have to be a little careful here. Queen of Pain only having, well, not even having 300. This is 200 mana. It's not a time for Vega to fight.
In the meantime...
oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, it's Tidehunter pushing the top lane. Took that 50 damage Talon as well. And this is going to drop pretty quickly. I'm not seeing anybody from Empire who wants to come and contest. I guess that they really just want to try and avoid until they can get their items up.
Thanks.
Yeah, Templar Assassin's getting close to the Desolator, but I think Vega should kind of work towards grouping up a bit. You know, you still have the Ravage on the Tidehunter. You can definitely take fights even without all 5 of your teammates. Probably just have G split push or farm. Oh, the Poshka though. Get caught out.
He'll be pulled back into this one, and G on top of him. They're fighting near the shrine, though, and Ghostic is up here on the high ground. He doesn't have a Blink Dagger yet, but they could decide to try and turn this. G caught for the moment. Ryu hops in as well. They have the Fiend's Grip. Ravage connects onto 3. Is it going to be enough to take them down? They did not end up losing G yet again. And instead, it is going to be the Bane and the Enchantress falling for the Clockwork and the Disruptor.
I honestly think all things considered, that wasn't bad for Empire. I think Empire were definitely in a far worse position at the start of that team fight, but I think Vega kind of just misusing a few spells. I think the Glimpse, as well as the positioning from the Clockwork not quite being there, missing the cogs on the Bane. So, a very salvaged situation for Empire there.
Well, and I mean, the other thing, too, is that it's Ravage and Sonic Wave down with Deso about to be completed for TA. Is there any way that they could think about trying to move in and take down Roshan themselves? Like, you still have Epicenter and now Blink Dagger done on Sand King, or do you need to try and take the fight first?
For Empire?
Yeah.
I think you should definitely go right now. I mean, there's no Ravage. If there's no Ravage, it's definitely going to be the best opportunity you can ask for taking a team fight.
Oh, wow. Well, they actually pull him back in. Manages to get the meld off before he ends up getting caught.
Oh, he missed the burrow.
Oh, the burrow was so close. That does not end up connecting, and G lives yet again. FN, in the meantime, ticking down to this. He does manage to get the refraction up, so that will keep him alive. And now, in the meantime, trying to chase down G, trying to kill off that Disruptor. Silent will fall, but they, again, get out with G left alive. So, another big pickoff. Maybe once TA comes back alive here again, you could try and go in to take down Roche, but I don't know.
That one really hurt. Missing that Burrow Strike really hurt, though. Because if they killed off G, they could have definitely taken Roshan with that. And Roger going to be going down to G.
Uh-oh. Missed that one. Top lane, instead, is where they're going to be going to try and see if they can find a kill on Ryu. Aloha Dance falls. 45 seconds on the line, and that one should definitely be... Oh god, does Miposhka get in range? Nightmare, Fiend's Grip, anything? This could be a bit of a bait. They need to be careful about walking uphill, and they are going to back out. This is Roche time, though. With Aloha Dance down... it's still so scary with Clockwork right there.
Yeah, I think this is the right play. No need to rush it. Vega, not exactly the greatest Roshan lineup anyways. You know, Empire can sit back, not worry too much about that. Just keep farming away.
Do it with
Especially
flair.
since they know that Ravage is now up, and they don't have Epicenter. You just, you know, go back to safety. Push out the lanes. How far is Chappie away from his BKB? Not even close. Just finishing up the Yasha, so maybe you wait for the BKB up on Chappie as well as the Blink Dagger on TA.
It seems like it could be a good way to go with it. And in the meantime, it's going to be Vega Squadron trying to build upon the lead that they already had a little bit earlier and try and take this tier 2 tower down in the mid lane. We have a very early game focused build out of all of these heroes. The Razor has the drums done on top of the phase. Yasha going back for Sanjin Yasha. I guess the only way it could be like even more early game focus is we don't like BKB, but he's actually caught out yet again, and they're all here. They have the Fiend's Grip for him as well. The damage is going to be there. Clockwork comes in only to beat his own life away.
Oh god, that double damage.
This was not the way this is supposed to go. And now Chappie looking for more can phase up if he gets a bash right here. This slowed down already by the TA trap. Does not want to get hit by that anchor smash. Still will end up happening, but well, glimpse. Creating that separation. Maposhka gets the sleep. Silent still there. Has Static Storm available. They do have Ravage also if they wanted to pop it. They do decide to turn this. Ends up late on Tip
what a
as
Ravage.
well. G lets it out. And that is Maposhka caught for the moment. Can they kill him off? Yes. 3 are gone for Empire. A nice little flurry of ultis dropped onto Empire's head.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Yeah,
is
you
under
really
attack.
always gotta be cautious of the Ravage. They knew it was up and they were kind of, you know, playing it safe. Oh, bottom lane though.
Oh.
Roger. In a lot of trouble here.
Yeah, he's
Go on him.
He's super dead. That's an Enchantress that's gone from this world. So, talk to me about how this game is going to look in the next couple of minutes here, because, like, TA, Blink Dagger done, but you just lose all of those heroes. As a team, are you feeling like you're under fire to try and, like, take the fights with the ultis down?
No, I don't think so. I think what they can do now is that they really wanted to probably just go straight for Roshan. You know, there's no Sonic Wave, there's no Ravage, there's no Disruptor ulti either, although it's, you know, it's only 20 seconds. But yeah, they're gonna smoke up, they're gonna try to go for it. Afterlife already pings it out though.
Oh god.
It could be bad for them.
Well, they see it. Maybe wait for the flare to wear off?
Yeah, you think you wait for the flare to come out. I don't think Vega are gonna buy this though. They probably expect to smoke anyways.
Alright, they go in immediately, pop the troll ulti as soon as the flare is down. It's like, yeah, no, I promise we're not doing Roche. They send in another flare.
Here it
It will
comes.
drop quickly. Clockwork into position. Hook. Oh, just barely off the mark, but they get the glimpse. Static Storm is down as well. No BKB for this Troll Warlord. And he is going to drop, and they already loosened up Roshan a little bit for him. Oh, Empire. Vega are taking advantage.
Ghost Stick is in the area though. This could be a big fight for them regardless. How are they gonna make it in time?
Oh, Epicenter! He wants to go in! Does he get it in time? No! But he will still find the third person. Burrow Strike and Epicenter. It's not enough. The G ulti dismantles and just rips apart that Sand King. And now Maposhka almost gonna drop, but they can't quite get that kill.
Well, very quickly, Empire are kind of losing their footing in this game, but still, I think all things considered, it's very much like last game. You know, you can never count them out. Time and time again, we've seen this
Radiant's
from
middle tower
both of
is
these
under
teams.
attack.
And not to mention, I think Empire are going to be, I wouldn't say like that much. Actually, they're going to be significantly stronger once they pick up the BKB. I think once they pick up BKB, then Vega has to be much more careful of how they take these team fights, because if G gets Burrow Strike, well, he does have the Aegis.
Yeah.
Kind of hard to say.
I mean, it's all dependent, like, on Aegis, on Roshan, and then the timing of those BKBs relative to that as well. I will say that taking down these stacks and Tidehunter being as farmed as he is, has the Guardian Greaves done, It could be that X factor that they're looking for to try and end the game before Empire can get their feet underneath them.
Yeah, I think like you said, the timing is really going to be on the Aegis as well as the BKBs. Once the Aegis is down, once they have the BKBs, I think Empire are still in a position where they can take a team fight.
Ghost stick, and then not going to be able to get him. Nothing else to break TPs, and don't want to drop any big abilities for that.
Boom! There it goes.
So Empire just going to kind of ignore what Vega are doing right now, just doing their best to split up and farm. They're picking out the side shot. Do you know Rogers here?
I do not know.
They want to set up for top though.
All right, Troll, Chappie. They bring in the TA. Also, G spots him now. Do they have range on Glimpse? It's just outside of it.
Oh, they see Silent though.
Oh, they got one. They're going to be able to kill him off before he even gets it. The Glimpse comes back as FN decides to TP away immediately.
Disaster.
That was so well done. But Chappie is still here. He does have his CP back off cooldown now, and we'll be able to make his escape. Man, losing Silent, and then as that happens and you get the Glimpse off, he still manages to get the TP away.
Poshka just kind of toying with Afterlife here. But yeah, really well done by Empire. Just doing a good job here, like, playing keep away. Just got to wait out that Aegis because it is not a team fight you want to have or have to take against that Queen of Pain with the Aegis.
Right. Well, ooh, almost ran into each other there. Ships in the night instead. They have found the clockwork, but are they just setting up for something terrible for themselves? BKB pop, they turn to fight. Really well done. Can they kill off Doma? It doesn't quite look like it. The meld strike.
Is so tanky.
Not even going to be enough. Afterlife, no blink to try and follow up with the chase here, but it does look like TA will manage to get the blink away. Clockwork still looking, but not finding. So BKB down.
That one really hurts. That Clockwork is so tanky.
Solar Crest,
you thought
baby.
They nerfed it. Yeah, you thought they nerfed Solar Crest, but no, not at all. He's got that 4 armor talent as well. Even with Meld and Desolator, he's still sitting at 7 armor, which is very important.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
That tower goes down as maybe Clockwork setting up for a kill. Does he spot him out in time? FN, not quite in range with the hook shot.
Well, that first BKB usage, you know, it really hurts for Empire, but still, having that BKB is very important for them.
Oh,
they can take fights.
FN, are you biting off more than you could chew? Maposhka's here as well, but if they're not careful, another hook from the Clockwork might be enough to spell disaster, but they don't want to go in for it.
They just gotta be patient. It's only 30 seconds away before G loses that Aegis. Then they can consider taking a team fight.
FN? Do they spot him out? Just now, they have vision. And again, Vega looking for an opening, but it's not there yet. God, you got to be so careful. 10 seconds away. If G, like, blinks aggressively, he could just end up being dead. I mean, the Lincoln Sphere will help him, but...
Well, this is the time. They should, if Empire want to fight, they have a smoke ready.
Alright, that's Aegis done. BKB not done for Razor. They have Blink on the Tide.
Oh,
they're very spread out. Oh, man.
Oh, they missed the hook.
It's barely off the mark.
Dire's bottom tower.
It's going to be Ghost Stick TPing away. No way to break that one.
Oh. Ghost Stick, he's daggered. Couldn't blink. So everyone gets out. Free tier 2 for Vega.
Illusion.
My God. Well, 14 to 11. The last couple of minutes have been somewhat uneventful as Empire don't want to take the fight and Vega. I don't know if I would say they're not necessarily like capitalizing on the Aegis, but at the very least we're using it to get into that next tier of item. And now they probably have to wait until they have an Aegis again before they can try and make any concerted effort towards high ground.
Boom, there it goes.
Yeah, high ground is definitely a different story. Vega don't exactly have the greatest of sieging. Razor doesn't have that scepter as well, but I mean they do have their abilities up to go for perhaps a smoke. Having Rabbit, even though they have a BKB on Empire's side, I mean, you're still very strong on Vega.
TA in the bottom lane with Clockwork here again. Maybe you need MKB if you want to actually fight this guy with all that evasion. Jesus. Probably not. I don't know. It's tough. I don't think you want to be focusing him anyways. Do you think that Clockwork would think about going back for a Blade Mail? Is it even that great this game? Troll has a ton of armor.
Yeah, I don't really think Blade Mail is the play here. I think Force Staff, perhaps, or trying to think of what else would be good. Definitely just utility in general.
Yeah.
I don't know if Pipe is really worth it. Maybe just go super greedy and aim late game, pick up Shivas so that your Tidehunter doesn't have to.
I guess it's also dependent on like how you want to play this game, because right now it feels as if Vega Squadron aren't really under pressure to end this one right now, at least in the way that they're playing. It feels like they're much more like waiting for, I don't know, maybe a particular item or level before they want to try and go for like high ground, or maybe it's just continued pickoffs with Clockwork Flare, but Empire have been dodging their movements around the map and going as 5 really well together.
Yeah, Vega really need to make a pickoff happen. Oh, you're gonna find Silent?
This is not what they wanted for sure, but it's better than losing somebody else, I guess. And now, Cogs pushback. Sioma does have hookshot if he needs to get out of here, but I mean, this might even open up Roshan for Empire, possibly. If they wanted to, they have to push out their lanes first.
Like you said, I think Empire are pretty confident in their ability to win the late game, so they're not going to be rushing anything. Whereas Vega, they have to be winning engagements, because even if you have a significant lead, let's say like they had a 10 to 15,000 lead, it's not easy to break high ground with these kind of heroes. Oh, they find Chappie, but Chappie has that BKB. I don't know if you want to be taking this team fight into Vega.
Yeah, they're backing out of there again. G, after the counter initiation, gets saved by Clockwork, and they'll retreat. So Chappie hangs on to his BKB charges. Nature's Attendance will heal him back up a bit. That spell is actually still so good for healing.
Oh yeah, it does a lot.
Yeah, just...
Chappie's getting close to his Sanjin Yasha as well. Just gonna wait for items.
I don't know. It just feels like there's no urgency from Vega to get things done. Is it just that they feel like they can at this point? Like,
I feel like they maybe they're confident in their ability to win the late game too. I mean their lineup is not bad. It's just kind of weird, because this kind of lineup is where you know, Queen of Pain scales very, very well into the late game. I think she's not exactly the greatest against a lot of other cores in the mid game, but once she reaches that 25, then all of a sudden she's like insanely strong as a core hero. So maybe they're aiming for something like that kind of game length.
That's weird though.
Same thing with Razor.
It would sort of be like, wouldn't you be wanting to go for like Midas's or something on some of these other heroes then as well? Maybe just trying to use these heroes to get them to that late game and then put it all on G and after, or in the real U.
I think it's just a little risky, just because this game is very, very even, right? You don't want to be investing into such greedy items, because if you do so, you're not going to be able to take any fights at all, and you could get punished heavily because of that.
All right, I guess that's a fair enough reason. A couple pauses come out now. Troller needs to take a second to figure out what exactly is going on, but we'll be starting up again momentarily. Smokes that are currently around the map. You saw that Empire, they ended up heading down into this side of the jungle, moving that way, while make a little yin-yang symbol from Team Vega Squadron as well. And
well, if both teams continue on their routes, it could be disastrous for Empire, because I think they're gonna meet up at the dire jungle, and Vega's gonna be on the high ground. Could be really bad for Empire.
We also have a gem that's on Vega, whereas Empire haven't decided to invest into one themselves. So the vision-wise should be favoring Empire, or rather Vega, pretty soon, I would imagine, as there is still one ward that's here in the mid lane, as well as one from Empire right on top of where they are, basically, as well.
Alright, both teams are ready.
So the smoke's still there. A little bit of duration left. It looks like Empire going to back out the same way that they came in. And maybe Silent, if he heads in towards mid, he probably would have gotten picked off. This is bold, but they take it very quickly.
Very bold.
All right. FN, they're walking over this direction. Do they realize what's happening? Sioma, the one to block off the way forward. They see that the cogs are down. They're going to realize that everybody's in the area. Could go for a burrow strike, but
they're not going to finish it.
Are they really not going to try and go in there and secure this?
Okay, now they're going to.
Yeah, that's...
This is so weird.
Ghost Stick trying to get a position. Sioma is there to block it. They can go in for a catch if they want, and there's the break of the Blink Dagger. They're not going to be able to do it. So Roche gets picked up by G, and now thought about going for the glimpse back in. They're able to connect onto the creep, though, so that is going to be Roger getting away for the moment, but Epicenter now getting channeled up. They want to connect it. Can they get anybody? They're on to Silent. Don't know if it's going to be enough damage. Just Ghost Scepter turns away. Sonic Wave is out, but it's not any damage from this. They're just going to be able to kill him off. Troll isn't doing anything at all. Vega Squadron are winning this fight quite handedly. Ghost Stick did nothing. The Ravage secures the kill. And now they got more. They've glimpsed back in. FN, he is going to be able to get out with the blink. But still, that is a huge problem. BKB now popped. Can they get away with FN? He's trying to TP out, and does look like that's going to be enough to get him away. But the Epicenter did not end up working out that well because Silent just popped his Ghost Scepter after they disabled him and then walked away. Like, Static Storm didn't end up doing that much either.
I think the biggest problem right now is you're kind of seeing just how well the Razor matches up against the Troll Warlord. Just taking all of his damage. That Troll Warlord didn't do anything that team fight. He did 900 damage. That's less than his Enchantress, less than his Sand King. No damage coming out of Empire. That Razor is successfully static linking Troll Warlord.
He's not even at that late game talent, the plus 14 static link damage stolen, so it's definitely a scary sight. Does that mean that you need to try and focus the Razor instead in these fights?
It's so hard. Ideally, you really want to be able to get rid of this Disruptor, but Disruptor is actually decently leveled and farmed. You know, he has that Ghost Scepter. If he gets it off, I mean, you're not going to have the damage to get rid of him. And if you go on the Razor, the Razor is very tanky. He's got the BKB, Sanjay 2200 life, and you have a Clockwork and potentially a Tidehunter you can counter initiate. So it's a very difficult situation for Empire right now.
Man, look at this Tidehunter. He's just so quick, running around with the Windlace in tow. 380 movement speed ain't bad. Sand King does look to be making his escape, so Ghost Stick gonna be able to walk out of there. But yeah, that's kind of the question. Like, do you need to even think about like picking up a Lincoln Sphere on Troll to deal with the static link, or I'm not sure if there's really anything else that you could do to deal with it. Oh, Epi onto the Tidehunter, gets it broken. Oh, Ghost Stick looking sheepish after that one. Is gonna be ran down. Can they find the kill? No, Sonic Wave ends up getting wasted. Is he going to die in the fountain? Doesn't look like it. Ghost Stick, very much a healthy guy.
That one kind of hurt. Crybaby being used now. Empire gonna...
Empire throwing it back at him. I love it. For anybody that missed it, there was some lovely alt chat by Vega in the last game.
Cheese is still up on the Razor, as well as Aegis on Queen of Pain. I mean, Vega are in a very strong position here right now.
All right, Vega, what are you gonna do? You've been in this situation before. You've been in the lead, and then there's no Enigma in this game that you have to worry about that just like wrecked your face in the last one. But there's still like a Troll Warlord and a TA, and you can't static link both of them. Is that a concern at all? If like Troll Warlord or FN, like one of them maybe is able to deal enough damage to make up for the fact the other one's static linked?
That's kind of looking like the case right now. You have that TA with MKB, top of the Desolator. TA hits very hard right now. I think the other thing too is that Enchantress at some point is going to be a very significant damage dealer as well. having the help of Troll Warlord ulti, as well as I believe he finished his Hurricane Pike as well. This Enchantress is no slouch.
He's actually going back for a BKB as well, so he can survive through the burst that comes out. And if he can live through a double Ravage, which actually is not going to be the item choice that Tidehunter goes for. He talked about Shiva's Guard. Oh God, Silent! Don't put your head out. Just stay in the trees. Oh, but maybe G? They could turn this back around. If Silent sticks around and they decide to go onto G, it might end up being.
They want to wait out the. They want to wait out the Aegis.
All right.
Aegis is running in about 15 seconds.
Poshka, he's here as well. Do they spot him? They spot him out. Ghostic is there. They caught him. There's the blink away. Good decision by Ghostic, and they won't be able to catch him. Man, that was huge.
Scary. They thought that there was a ward there. They were just checking for the ward, nothing else.
That's nuts. It's like, oh, Ghostic is here.
All right.
Well, next couple of minutes now with Aegis down, we will see where it is that Empire and Vega want to make their movements. Ward vision, there's one over in the jungle here for Vega, so we might see them try and smoke that direction. Meanwhile, Empire basically, again, have no wards on Vega's side of the map, courtesy of that gem on Tidehunter. And they've been doing a good job of shutting down that vision.
Yeah, Empire are actually doing a very good job at just kind of keeping up in farm. In fact, I think they've actually like caught up a fair amount in terms of net worth over the past 5 minutes or so. Of course, right as I say that, just shoots up by 1,000 because people are farming ancients.
That happens. And it looks like maybe some movement in. Do any of them have a smoke? Vega Squadron has one, and Empire do as well. Let's see, Bane, he's going to be heading down here. Do they spot him out? There's a Force Staff forward, breaking down trees to help give their ward a little bit more vision. This is a cool warding spot. It's not going to be dewarded very easily.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, Clockwork. Hook shots available if they wanted to go. BKB is there as well, though, and Silent with the Invis Rune. This might be that determining factor if they're able to start a fight with Silent not being revealed. But it looks like he's just going to drop a ward and then back out afterwards.
Yeah, it would be very weird to see Vega take a team fight at this stage, considering how passively they were playing with an Aegis and Cheese.
Oh, man. Do Empire spot Vega as they head out this direction? If Sioma goes to the south, they might actually catch sight of him right here, and then you could see a smoke that direction. Instead, it's going to be towards the north, it looks like. And Empire heading over towards Razor.
It could be a huge pickoff if they find the Razor, but everyone's just here ready to fight. This could be a disaster for Empire.
Sioma's there. They spot him out. There's the Fiend's Grip. Going to be broken immediately, I'm sure. Needs to run away. They do end up taking out Sioma. Sonic Wave down as well. These BKBs have already been popped, though. They're doing basically nothing. All right, Chappie, he still has a decent amount of 150 stolen, and it looks like Bane is going to lose. So they have to wait that out at the very least. Afterlife wanting to try and force the fight, and they will back out on the side of Empire.
Oh, but the chase isn't ending yet.
Roger, he has a TP.
Get out.
TA, he's gone.
You can't find him.
And Roger also going to make the escape. So, end result ends up being a 1-for-1 exchange, but it was BKB's pop for TA and Troll, I think. Yeah, and then maybe somebody on Vega
It was
Squadron?
a BKB for Sand King too. It was the entire Empire team BKB.
Yeah.
I'll take
Well, Ravage wasn't even committed.
Oh, man. Chappie. Oh, Chappie. Oh, can they get there in range? The Ravage gets dropped, connects also onto the Enchantress off to the east, and if they can get into range for Glimpse, it would have been a kill, but it's not going to happen. So Vega Squadron take down Chappie. 60 seconds, no Troll Warlord. And yeah, why don't we take a second to figure out what it is we want to do.
And this is kind of what we talked about. This is the super late game Queen of Pain, almost 25, and gonna line up very well with his Mjolnir. Once he finishes that, I mean, he's gonna be so damn strong.
Oh, the BKB pop for Ghostic manages to get back to the shrine. Now the real you trying to get into their face, but Did end up not taking any damage away, really. So they're still holding high ground for the moment. Need to be careful about that glimpse. Static Storm is down, though, as well as Ravage. And Afterlife going to jump forward, get off the Anchor Smash, and it looks like this tower should be secured, possibly?
Yeah, they're going to go back in. They're going to get it. And playing it safe, they're going to back away. Probably just wait for G to finish his 25 before going for anything, as well as Roshan being up.
It's pretty great. So, Roshan available, Cheese will be there as well. Now, as far as abilities to take this fight, you have the Epicenter there for Ghost Stick, which might be something that they could use, but it's also maybe going to be a little bit tough with Static Storm almost off cooldown. So it looks like right now, Vega maybe just wanting to wait until they get to that next round of ultimates before they make the play.
Yeah, you definitely want to wait for that Ravage. Plays a significant role in these team fights. And yeah, it's just feeling like it's not enough damage from Empire right now, simply because the static link just I want to say it completely removes Chappie out of the fight, but it looks like it is. He's just not able to fight.
Yeah. He needs so many different things. All right, Tidehunter Illusion taken over. Wonderful. And they have wards in the area, but the gem is here also for Vega, so are going to be able to come and take that one out. And now Empire playing very blind.
And there it is. G is now level 25 with that Mjolnir.
Oh, it's dirty. Buyback status, you don't have it on anybody except for the Disruptor right now, so it still could be a problem. If you give this fight away, Empire could maybe just make a run down a lane. As Roshan is falling lower, they look like they want to take it. The big Burrow Strike connects onto all of them, and they're trying to burst these heroes down. The static link is there, so Chappie losing his damage. He's able to run away for the moment. He was only able to steal 91, running out, and there's going to be the Ravage. The Static Storm as well. Roche goes down. Silent ends up picking it up, but nonetheless, Empire looking in a bad way. Maybe not, actually. They're able to turn this back around, and with Razor dead, FN might be able to clean up. G is still too tanky, though. And there's the Silence. Ghost Scepter from Silent as well. And this is going to be far too hard to make anything else of value happen. 5 dead for Empire. Buyback status only there for Chappie. Why don't you just keep swimming on away into game number 3 Afterlife. So it looks like this might be Vega's.
That was just so well played by Vega. Pretty much kiting out the entirety of all the BKBs. Empire were just completely all in on those BKBs, and the problem is there's just not enough lockdown. You know, you have the Sand King Burrow Strike to start things off, but other than that, like, there's no way to keep people in place. They just run away from the BKBs, and after like perfectly timing that Ravage, pretty much hitting everyone. Same with Silent, waiting for the BKBs and Static Storm on 2. Easy team fight.
Go. GG ends up getting called. Now we know the real reason why Siom ended up leveling up his battle pass. Wants to pay to win, get that competitive advantage. Tilt the other team until they leave.
Well, he refrained this time. Maybe that's what they needed. Maybe what Vega needs is let's not win the early game so we don't get overconfident. Let's just break even and then play our game. And it seems to be working out for them right now. They end up winning games where they don't have a significant lead and losing all the ones that they do, where they do. Either that or there's no Enigma. So definitely a good sign of things to come for Vega.
I think the other thing is that G Queen of Pain, like we hyped it up at the very beginning of the game. We were talking about where he ranks as far as like other mid laners in the world on this hero. And I mean, 13, 0, and 10, he was a part of every kill on Vega Squadron and didn't die once. I don't think you can have a better performance on this hero in this game. Like, there were so many times where he just, like, almost got caught out over and over and over again, playing against the Enchantress, like, spamming creeps into his lane early on, and then also a matchup against TA where you're able to dodge out Shadow Strikes more often than not. It feels like that might be a hero that's worthy of bans, at least in the second phase.
Yeah, I actually think that is the case, and that is a really good point. I didn't even realize that, but he is 100% kill participation. G is playing very well on this hero.
Yeah. All right, well, everybody, that's going to do it. Game number 2 in the books. We're all tied up. Empire, Vega Squadron sit 1-1, which means we're going to have more than just a best of 3. It's actually going to be going to, at very least, 4 games, maybe possibly to that elusive 5-game set. Aosin, any final words before we move on to game number 3?
Not really. Just bring on game 3.
All right, everybody, stay tuned. We'll be right back in just a few. Throw out some ads, the wonderful Sellout, and then Lyrical and Aosin will be here to continue to bring you the coverage. Loot.bet Invitational winner goes to the Summit 7. See you guys.